Last fall, just outside our greenhouse here, we were growing these. Yep, they were actually growing in one of the most inconvenient spots. The vines were actually coming up inside the greenhouse a little bit, and they were really in the way. However, we saw that the vines were bearing these, and we said we're just going to let them grow so that way we can harvest them later on. So we cleaned up the area real good and harvested these things. In today's vlog, we're going to show you what you can do with these gourds here. Alrighty, I must admit, we had no intention of growing these. They actually just started growing as volunteers from, I guess, a compost pile that used to be right outside our greenhouse here. So, today, things are still muddy and mucky around the farm, so we're gonna have a little homeschool project with working on these. And each of us, Josiah has his gourd. Selah, you have your gourd? Micah, you have your gourd? Mommy has a couple of her gourds. And what are we gonna do today, Mommy?
We're gonna make birdhouses. So first, I went ahead and cleaned these up. And then now, since they're all cleaned up, I have drawn a hole on it. And I'm gonna take our drill and I'm gonna open up the hole so we have a hole for our birdhouse.
Here we go. So the gourds, even though they're not edible, they still have seeds on the inside of them, just like any other thing that you would harvest, any other plant that would produce some type of fruit. Even though the gourds themselves are not edible, if you have a plant, the flowers are actually edible. So you can eat the flower, the gourds when they're flowers.
This plant actually smells kind of weird. The leaves are really, really fuzzy. And I was wondering, I was like, what is that smell one day? And I reached out and I pinched one of the leaves and then I smelled my fingers and I was like, oh, it's this plant. So it doesn't necessarily smell the best. It doesn't just overwhelm you with the smell, but overall it just is not the most pleasant smell ever. So I don't know if I would eat the flowers, but they may smell good, but I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I smelled it too. I can't say that the smell itself attracted me to eating these. And these are actually birdhouse gourds. So they say that they're edible. However, I haven't eaten them.
Look at how many seeds come out of this. Like, this is just seeds from just 2 gourds, and it's not even all of them.
That's crazy, isn't it, Josiah?
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier that you can't eat the gourds. However, you can eat the seeds. I've heard of people doing that. And these birdhouse gourds also go by the name of bottle gourd.
They good? Selah, bring me yours.
What'd you do with your gourd, Micah? Where's it at?
Right there.
Right where?
That's
that yours?
not it. Where's
That's
yours?
mine.
Mine.
No.
That's yours.
There's yours.
Selah has your gourd. Where's your bird gonna go in your birdhouse?
Right.
Can you go inside? Right there? You think you could fit in there with him? Hey Selah, I think that you could put a Lego person inside the gourd with your birds.
A whole Lego family.
Then you would have your birdhouse full of Lego people, and then the birds wouldn't be able to go in, right?
Then it would be a Lego person house.
So instead of birdhouses, we're making Lego houses?
No.
Here, I want to show you what it looks like inside when you open it up.
Oh, that's pretty cool. See all those seeds in there, Selah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes there's like a Oh, that one didn't have as many. You can work on getting the rest of those out.
Mine has a little snack for the bird.
What's in there?
Seeds.
Oh wow, you left some seeds in there for that bird. I think I'm gonna make a birdhouse too. So after we drilled the holes and then went around with the drill to actually make the opening, next Lacey is taking a knife and going around the edges just to make the edges a little bit smoother. You got a hammer? Oh, we're not gonna put a hammer on these, it'll break it. No hammer, we don't need the hammer. Sayla's going an extra mile and trying to get hers cleaned out.
This is yours.
Oh, you cleaned mine out for me?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Did you break it? Oh no! On your bottom? How did you do that? Did you sit on it? Alrighty, now we're back inside the house, and of course we need to bring some color to these gourds because they look kind of blah. So we need to spice them up a little bit. So as part of the homeschool project today, we're going to do just that. Everybody's going to get a chance to paint their gourd and just give it some extra flair to attract those birds.
The letter will be green.
Whoa!
Mine.
What color is that?
Blue.
Yep. Bluey. Blue.
What I suggest you do is pick one color as your base color, and we're going to paint the whole thing that color, and then we'll come back with other colors and add in the design on top of that.
I
Does
want
that
to use
sound
this
good?
one. I want to use this one. Me roll that one. I want to use these.
So I'm gonna try to translate again what Mommy said. She said we're gonna pick one base color to start with. Let's see your paintbrush, Micah. Show it to me. Whoa, yours is kind of big.
Okay, decide what color. You want it to be yellow base color? Okay, here we go.
Running out, time goes by.
I'm getting a workout. Me, don't it hurts.
You and I. So would you stay for a minute so I can be brave? Let me catch my breath. Now I can feel what I'm saying. I'm letting you know this heart's on the edge.
Here, come on, down a little bit.
Make me be so much better. Promise to love you forever. That's why I wanna spend my life with you. I wanna grow old with you. 'Cause nobody loves you like I do. That I can promise you, promise you, oh promise you. Time goes by, oh precious time. Wait. Just 1 minute. Time goes by. I think I thought it out.
That's a pretty cool birdhouse. What is your inspiration for that birdhouse?
Just a pretty house. I'm making dollhouse.
Yours is a Ninja Turtle? That's your inspiration? That sure does look like a Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
What's your inspiration? Whoops. What's your inspiration, Josiah?
I don't know.
You just like the color yellow? It looks pretty yellow, fellow. With this hot pink here, I think my inspiration for mine is like Majin Buu or something. Little character. Anime character. Growing up, I was always into art and comic books and cartoons and animated series, so I always enjoy doing art. And just being so busy here on the homestead, I wish we had more opportunities to do projects like that, like this. But I'm enjoying it now. Hope you guys are too, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a goat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, which part?
And to help her paint dry a little bit faster, Selah used a blow dryer. Those are some pretty neat designs you have going there, Josiah.
Thanks. Hi, I wrote of me.
Look at yours. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Look at mine.
Ooh. It says welcome on there. I think the bird will feel very welcome coming there. Overall, I must say this gourd birdhouse project was a really neat and fun idea. Great idea for homeschoolers.
A Bob Ross inspired tree.
That's pretty cool. He's like jumping to my belly bird. All right, Josiah, let's see yours. Is your birdhouse finished?
Yep.
Wow, that is a pretty cool place. And Micah's? Whoa, your birdhouse?
Me.
And let's see Selah's. Whoa, that is pretty cool. Let's see.
Me made that.
You did? And here is mine. Whoa. And now here comes the really fun part, the cleanup. Oh, everybody's favorite, right? Is that your favorite part, Selah, the cleanup?
No.
Earlier today, when the kids were painting their gourd and Mike was painting his gourd, I was kind of helping out with Micah paint his, and so I didn't get to do one. So tonight, after everybody went to sleep, I went ahead and I painted one for me.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me and you be you? We're spreading color around us. We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down. So come on now, let's be free. Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do.
So here is my gourd right here. I think it turned out pretty well. I like it. Tomorrow I'm going to take all of our gourds and I am going to seal them with a clear coat so they won't get banged up and messed up. The drying process for these gourds is pretty simple. Once the vine dies, you're left with all of these gourds, but they're normally really green still. And then I just set them in our greenhouse, somewhere the air could move around them and get around them, and they dried out themselves. I think whenever they come off the vine, they're about 80% water, so all that water needs to evaporate out of there. And you'll know whenever they're done is when they're really light, and when the seeds are still in them and you shake them, the seeds will rattle around in there. So that's a really good indication of them being totally dry. Now what I did, ours had been sitting out in the greenhouse, And since it's been so rainy and so damp, they were still a little damp, but completely dry, but the outsides were a little damp. So I took ours and turned my oven on to 170 and put them in the oven for a little while just to suck some more moisture out of there before we started working on them. And then some places say that you're supposed to soak the gourd in water for a few hours and then pull it out and scrub it off, and I just didn't have time for all that. So once they came out of the oven, I just took some sandpaper to them and sanded off all of the flaky pieces that were coming off, and the mildew and the mold that's kind of on them. They'll naturally do that. It's the natural process during drying. And so all of that was kind of hanging on. We took sandpaper, I think I used 60 grit, and we just sanded all of that down so we didn't have anything coming off of our gourd. It would be a nice clean painting surface. So that's just what we did. It's super easy, and Josiah, I think he even enjoyed sanding his gourd. He's like, I want to paint the one that I sanded. So that's pretty cool to get him involved in doing that too. There are tons of uses that you can think of for these gourds. You know, one that I mentioned in my video last week was that I ran out of seed trays, and I cut the top off and filled it with soil, and I want to show you how my seeds are doing. Okay, here is my calendula, my Pacific mix. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have some seeds that have sprouted and they're germinating in here, and for the most part, I mean, it looks pretty good. Now, as you can tell, the bottom is getting kind of moldy, so these are going to go outside tomorrow in the greenhouse. It's been warm enough, so we're going to put those out there. This red Freddy, I don't know if you can see, it's right there, it's tiny, and they are red. They're like a deep purple red. And then my leaf basil has started to sprout over here too. Now I'm really excited about that and moving them outside, and spring's coming, so it just gives me more room to start more seeds. I think it's a really good idea if you have a limited income that you could grow these birdhouse gourds for the sole purpose of next year using the gourds to start your seeds. And I think they've done really well. And like I said, even if they start decomposing, you just put that right out in your garden, compost that, and you're done. And they produce so many seeds that you'll have an endless supply to grow your own for the next year. And we have a ton of seeds. So if anybody is interested in getting some birdhouse gourd seeds, you can PayPal us $5 to buy some seeds from us. That'll cover the shipping and the work that we have to go into packaging all that up. So if you want to do that, I will leave our PayPal account email in a link below in the description box, and I'd love to send you some seeds. Just a reminder, we're going to be premiering a video of our yurt story of how we moved from the city into our yurt, how we kind of came to that conclusion, how it worked for us, and we think you'll really enjoy it. So stay tuned for that. It's coming really soon. And as for now, it's really late. I'm going to go to bed. So you grow on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down. So come on now, let's be free. Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, and what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like.